Hello, everybody. Hey, it's been a while since I've done a car vlog. I figured this is probably the best time for a kind of conversation with the population. I'm doing good. I am currently on the way to work. I just left, about to turn onto the freeway in like several minutes, but I I've been really busy. I've been really busy for the past month. It's been really crazy. There's been back-to-back weddings, essentially. There was a wedding in July and again in August, just last week, I think. I believe it's just last week. And it was really fun. I really enjoyed it, but like, I believe both events has caused my ankles to really get inflamed a bit. So I need to definitely be careful with my hydration and my medication. I think it's kind of funny to where I have medication for my uric acid, but I've been lacking. I've been lacking very hard, and I am working on improving that consistency. But what has increased on inconsistency is that I've at least been able to dedicate 15-20 minutes a day to just weight training, and I feel so much healthier for it. I feel healthier for being able to take the chance to pick up weights every day, even if I don't have time to go to the gym itself. But there was a specific lifestyle tip I can probably try and do, and I can probably implement that starting tomorrow, to where you can technically do your best to go to the gym every day, but rather than just commit like an egregious amount of training on several things, just go in there for 2 compound lifts, and if you're able to do it, make 3 compound lifts. And that's what I've been trying to do. So normally on Fridays I would be able to just go to the gym, meet up with Joanna. I would do with 3 compound lifts before, or just 2 compound lifts in cardio. Though lately it's been a situation where I've been able to just leave work relatively on time, just so that I can get home, get Joanna to work by 7, and then what I'm planning to do is to take a nap at the gym, actually, because on Saturdays, Sundays, the gym opens up at 8 o'clock. So I have to figure out, okay, from the time I drop off Joanna to the time that the gym starts, I can probably just meander like Fred Meyers to get some food, or I can just nap. Nap might be a pretty good pre-workout when preparing for the gym, because I'm in a situation where I can make the opportunity to just exercise. I need to make sure I'm sorry, as I'm driving, it's really funny to where I was trying to change lanes, the guy cuts me, the bus changes lanes, the bus cuts that guy. So haha, karma. I gotta get my victories somewhere. And now there's a red light. Okay, so sorry. But essentially the idea is to go to the gym and just do 3 compound lifts, or 2 if I'm lucky. 2 at the two minimum. But I do need to make sure I need to time how long I'm there, because if I sit down and do a 10x10 program for squatting or deadlift or benching, I will have an issue of time, because a 10x10 exercise workout will just be like the entire like 40-90 minutes that I'm there. So I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, how do I make this compressed? And I'm thinking of the idea that I just need to cut the weight, and I just do reps of 10 until the timer's out. So on my watch, at home I do, the reason why I'm able to do 15 minutes of exercise at home roughly every day is because I put on a timer for 15 minutes, and within that 15 minutes I am doing an exercise. And recently it's been a situation where I would do lateral fronts and lateral side raises for my shoulders, followed by skull crushers, followed by curls into shoulder press. And then I would have a 90 seconds break. But I'm thinking that I need to make that break shorter because I don't have a lot of time, right? So because I'm exercising within that 15 minutes per day, so I need to make that break shorter, I think. But I definitely do want to make a situation where maybe tomorrow I do a 15-minute warm-up before driving or when I get home, because I'll have the chance to just bang out some squats maybe tomorrow before I sleep, and then I work out at the gym, and then kindly go from there. I want to make it a situation where I'm currently building up habits, and I'm working really hard on this habit to where I just go and do a minimum of 15-20 minutes a day, because that's how much time I have. And so within that 15, I need to either be moving somehow in some way. It was successful like a couple days ago, because a couple days ago, before my ankle was inflamed again, I did 15 minutes of abs and with 90-second breaks. And I would say I had a relatively complete ab routine. I just ended up doing either crunches or leg raises to failure, and then just squats. So that was my whole routine for my abs just that day. And before getting in the car and going to work, I did a 15-minute dumbbell set to where I started off doing floor pec flies. And that was actually really interesting. It's really funny to where the muscle recruitment that comes from pec flies on the floor is very different than what's like sitting on the machine. I can recruit so many muscles, but I come to realize that half of the power I take from just squeezing the pec fly might actually be coming from my shoulders. So I haven't actually worked on my pectorals in a while. So floor pec flies might actually be a good thing for me, because that will help rewire my brain. And because this is a new motion, this is a new stress, my body is compensating for it, which is a good thing. So I'm very happy for that part of the training. But now with the powerlifting that's going to be happening in later this year, there's two winter meets I'm planning on doing, and I'm doing the best to keep it within the area because time. But I do want to what I need to do is like I need to tomorrow or the week after next, I need to pay for it, and then I need to schedule a time off for the competition to where I can actually get adequate rest before the competition. That way I enter the competition at 100%, because that's definitely a situation where I want to be rested. So that's an important bit that I want to focus on, because it's really funny to where like most of my training has been within situations to where I don't have a lot of sleep. So I feel like I'm inhibiting my progress because I do that. But it's just the funniest thing, because I spent like several months working on my deadlifts, and I'm finally at 405 with straps. But I need to make that 405 without straps. But in that time, I've increased the squat strength of mine to 405 as well. So like 1 rep max is 405. I'm very happy about that. It's fun because I didn't really focus on that training in a while. So what I think I'm going to be doing tomorrow is I'm going to do sets of 5 deadlifts for 70% of 405, I think. That way I can get that training in, and I just get my CNS to acknowledge the endurance that it takes to build muscle for that. Because I'm really excited. I'm really comfortable with how my benching has been. I'm really comfortable with how everything's been, because I haven't actually no. Tomorrow I need to check my 1 rep max for benching, because I've already, all of my deads and my squats are relatively recent, but I have not done my benching max in a while, and the goal is to make my bench 236, 235, which is my weight. And I'm relatively proud that my weight's been staying the same for the past couple months at 235, and really happy that I'm proud that I was able to control my weight, and I know I can improve the health of my body by cutting the weight but adding volume, which will then stretch my joints, and I can definitely work on the squat depth that I experience, because when I do the 15 minutes of just squatting, I alternate the limit. So there are 2 bars that are like your stopgaps, to where if you fail, it's going to protect you from dropping the weight entirely on the ground. And so I've been alternating that limit for a while between parallel and under parallel. So I'm getting closer and closer to butt to grass, and it's very good. I've been very happy for that kind of progress. So really excited for what's going to be happening for me, especially when it comes to increasing my squat strength, because right now, because I've spent so much time increasing my deadlift strength, I should probably switch the program to where I need to spend more time squatting. That way, because squatting is a great way to strengthen deadlifts, because there's a transference in power, much like how, even though I haven't worked on my squats in forever, the transference from my deadlifts has come into my squats, so that's very nice. I need to continually work on my grip strength, because the only reason why I'm doing 405 with straps is because I lose grip strength, so I can't hold on to the bar for very long. So I need to remember to leave like those grip machines, the grip tool, in my car, on top of in my home, and just remember, hey, for 15 minutes, just work on your grip strength. And I need to remember to ice it, because I do experience a level of arthritis in my hands because of my job. So I need to make sure I'm icing regularly, and I need to improve my grip strength regularly, just like I do with the 20 minutes of weight training every day at home. So I need to make sure I do that, and I need to build habits, because these are the kind of habits that I want to like incorporate in the foreseeable future, because lo and behold, at the time of recording, we are coming close to the beginning of school. We are coming close to the beginning of mortuary school, which is like, it's kind of a thing. It's been relatively new to me. It's a school that gives opportunities to learn independent skills and things for children. So it's kind of recommended for like younger kids and parents who want them to get like a head start. They want a head start on education, where it's self-solving problems, much like how you start kids off with puzzles, with Sudoku, with puzzle pieces to incite the exercise and ability to problem solve on your own. That's very good, and sense of independence, to where, hey, I did this by myself, and that's good, and I can cut these vegetables by myself, and that's really good. I'm really happy. I've been hearing a lot about it because my friend Darby's daughter, Ada, starts school next week, so I'm really excited to see and hear from Darby about her daughter, because that's kind of thing that's really cool too. And when I think about school, I just wish I had that opportunity. There were so many opportunities that I wish I was more present for. I wish, like, because like I say like a lot, and I'm sorry for that. I've been listening to the podcasts. I've been listening to a lot of people talking, and I'm realizing, God, when I started school, a lot of the activities that I wanted to do were restricted because I had to listen to my parents. They gave me the education and assumption that you go to school, you go home, and you make maybe your parents proud. And then it gets worse to where there's a point to where I was taught to honor my folks, but also my mom made it to an egregious stress to where I have to take classes and take recreational activities at school that makes her happy. Looking back in school now, I definitely wish I did a couple things different. Like, I wish I practiced Spanish during my 3-4 years in school, in high school. I wish I did more Spanish to, like, just instead of French, because I did French in order to pass. But I know no French friends. I know no French people that talk French. They probably assume French because that's what my brother did, and that was something that is related to Vietnamese culture because of the language and the vocabulary. That doesn't work. I wanted to learn Spanish, so I do recommend when you're starting school in middle school or high school, you take a language class, take Spanish, take the most likely language you can take that you can practice with. So in this case, that was the next generation of kids. If and when I have kids, I have an auntie. I have Monica that they can talk to, where they can practice Spanish with. I wish I had Spanish. I wish I had learned Spanish because I come across with more Spanish speakers because, hey, this is America. It's the second most spoken language to the point of it being a trade language. At my hospital, there's a lot of Spanish-speaking individuals that I wish I could communicate more to. So, like, it's either English or Spanish, and if you can learn it early, please do it. And definitely sports. A variation of sports is something I wish I did when I went to school. Growing up in school, it was a situation where it was either foursquare, kickball, attempted soccer, and the only person who was ever pushing sports was myself, up until high school, to where I wanted to do wrestling on several occasions. I wanted to do football on several occasions. That didn't happen that way. And I really wish I did more team sports, because team sports is a great subliminal messaging that, hey, you can communicate with people. Communicating with other people is a really big skill that you need to have, and doing multiple types of sports throughout school, throughout your elementary, throughout your middle school, does help with facilitating a type of, like, body strength. So I definitely wish I had a situation where I was able to try all the kinds of sports that was available for the sake of experience, because any experience is really good experience. And if I had the relative training that came from doing cross country better, if I had a better CNS connection to my body with flexibility and strength, I could have performed so much better. I wish I had the chance to learn baseball or soccer. I tried out for soccer. That didn't go too well, but I tried out nonetheless, and I loved that experience for it. I wish I tried wrestling, because wrestling is technically a good martial arts skill, and that's really cool to have. But at the same time, swimming was really good skill as well, because number one, we are surrounded by water. I'm on a bridge on top of water, and in hindsight, I'm very glad that I know how to swim. I'm very glad that I know how to teach swim. I could even do a swimming prior. I can do a swimming primer if I had a sports podcast. That's how confident I am, relatively confident. I definitely do wish there was a situation where I had the chance to choose my sports, but I definitely, if I were to go back to school again, if I can just go back to 2006 and start school again as a sixth grader, I definitely wish I did more sports. I wish I did more after school activities. Try to do basketball, try to do baseball, softball. Like, I wish I was a part of more sports, and I wish I incorporated more team sport activities during my time in school, because I feel like that would have had transferable knowledge and transferable practices. I could have met more people. I do believe a great way to develop communication skills is especially through team sports, because you're forced in a situation where, hey, we have to communicate, we have to work as a team if it means victory, if it means that we all can win. But also being active. If I was more active throughout the late 7 years of my schooling, I'd feel it'd be healthier. I would feel like I was able to just be a healthier person if I was given the proper choice. Otherwise, my mom was so focused in school that she only allowed. I can almost guarantee if my brother didn't do swimming, my mom wouldn't have let me do it. My mom would have let me just focus on only school and have an egregious diet, expecting me to be a certain way and a certain grade. And I definitely want people who's going into school now as a junior, as a high schooler, as a middle schooler, that just be a kid. If you fail in school, that's perfectly fine. If you fail at sports, that's perfectly fine. I definitely think there is value in failure, because if you by yourself experience failure and you by yourself are working through the process of failure, then you're better equipped to do that when you're older. And I can definitely see myself handling situations a lot better if I had the chance to do so. But yeah, I'm really excited for this weekend, especially because we get to work a wedding. I get to help Joanna work a wedding on Sunday. So Saturday is where we're gonna do a rehearsal. I have no idea what's going on, but I know that Joanna's the boss, and I know that we on a schedule. So tomorrow I need to find black pants. I can wear a black polo. And I have black shoes. I have black Puma shoes, so that's nice. I am ready to go. And yes, I'm happy I'm back from vacation, but I'm definitely working on trying to practice in the same way that I'm trying to practice 15-20 minutes of weight training every day. I'm definitely doing my best to try and practice more video content. I want to produce more content, and I want to produce more time to make streaming and gaming viable as content. I need to definitely check if I have a chance to still record or edit my recent streams. I need to do that. I need to be on top of that. But that's a activity for another day. That's a conversation for another day. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sitting with me as I drove to work. If you liked it, please be sure to subscribe for more content and context of how I'm doing. I am definitely hoping to put this up on the Spotify What the Q channel at some point soon, or I'm just gonna keep it as a Q&A thing. I don't know. I will debate on if this goes up on Anchor or Spotify. In the meantime, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. As always, I'm Tyler. I'm your friend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.